What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a title called Nine Kings, which I think is an interesting little lightweight roguelite about building up a kingdom that will inevitably fall to the foes that are along the borders of your kingdom. We're going to take a look at it today for about 25 minutes. The game is out right now in a limited demo to collect feedback so the developers can figure out, what they need to do with the game in order to make it better. But the general idea, just from the name of the game, what you hear right there, is that you've got 9 slots, you've got 9 little plots here, and every single turn, based on the army that you pick, there's also going to be 9 armies that all have their own units, and they all have their own sort of gimmick and thing that they're trying to do and build synergies around. But you've got 9 plots, there are 9 different kings that have 9 different sets of units and buildings, and then what you're trying to do is build up enough synergies so that all your synergies with your armies and whatnot are feeding into making you the most powerful king so that you can last like 20 or 30 years without your kingdom falling. The game is very simple, it's very easy to pick up. I doubt that anybody's going to be confused about the way that it functions, but for the next 25 minutes, this is what we're doing, so buckle on up. If after watching this, you wanted to get the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description. You can check that out there. You can also find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream, just in case you wanted to slide through there live on any given day of the week. I normally ping the Discord before I go live just to like hang out with chat or whatever. But let's dive on into it. As mentioned, this is the end of times for your kingdom. Other kings are coming from all around you to take your stuff, and you've got to stop them from doing that. Every single turn, it's incredibly simple. Every leader has his own deck. You draw from the deck and you play the thing inside one of your cells, and then you go to a battle, then you come back and do the exact same thing. Now, you're not just locked to the units that you have inside your army. Those will just be the most common things to come up on any run. You can also get enchantments, you can also get magic spells that you can put on each of these units of soldiers. If you mouse over any of these spots right now, they have those little pips. That's what level they are. The level determines how many soldiers you have, how hard they hit, how much HP they have, what their attack speed is going to look like at the end of the day. And so sticking it together with setting up all of your different attack ratios and enchantments and things of that nature is going to be principally important as you play your way through the game. I've got a Carnage spell right here. It makes it so that enemies have It makes it so the enemies explode when they die, when they're killed by this unit, and they do 10% of their HP as area damage. I'm going to put that enchantment on my archers right here because they've already got another enchantment that makes me earn money, because this machine gun tower right here, it deals damage, and its fire rate are determined by the amount of money that you've made over the course of the game. And so I'm hoping I can get this thing buffed up so that it's not like a useless piece of carry that I've had this entire time. We've got a gold card that we can mess around with here. I have mercenaries on this side, and I'd like to take them up to level 3. So now we have level 3 mercenaries on this side. We're going to want to start putting enchantments on these mercenaries so that they're more effective in combat. When you're in auto battle mode, like it's doing right now, you do have no control over the battle, but what you do have control over is every single faction has something that their central tower does. So in the case of the king that we're playing right now, he's a jack of all trades, but he doesn't really excel at anything. His ability is that he just launches a big mortar rock that flattens the enemy. When you're playing as the wizard army, they've got a lightning bolt that casts from the sky that does intense focus damage for like one-shotting enemy units. When you're playing as the demonologists, every time you click, it's going to summon a demon that has like 1 HP and deals 1 attack. And so you're just clicking like crazy, trying to drop as many demons onto the field as possible while the fight is going on. Lots of fun little things to play around with here. I do like the scout tower. I would consider the scout tower. Yeah, let's do the scout tower. We'll get rid of that unit in the back, and we'll put the scout tower right there. Because if I can level up the scout tower, this thing becomes a monster, almost like Vampire Survivor style, with the amount of arrows that it can fire. Let's start killing some demons over here. Keep launching rocks into the midst of the fray. We did take more of a scuffing right there than I expected. I'm actually kind of surprised. Now, if your army dies and the enemy breaks through, that means that they get to your tower. Your tower has 3 HP. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. These are your HPs for your tower back here. My generalized opinion about the game, having spent a couple hours with it and enjoyed my time with it, but there are definitely some like flaws here that I think are not going to work out like long term. I think the game is actually much too simple right now. Maybe once they get the other, like in this demo, you can play as 3 out of the 9 armies as of right now, so that does mean that there's 6 armies worth of units and 6 armies worth of crossover and synergies that are not in the game yet. However, I do think that 9 plots is much too confining for the game as it stands right now. I think a 5x5 would be much better, or at the bare minimum, your central tower should not actually be in the center. In my opinion, your central tower should be back over here, and that slot should be open for the thing that you're trying to make your whole synergy work with, or at least that's the way that I feel about it. Let's give the mercenaries a steel coat enchantment, which absorbs the first instance of damage that each of these little soldiers can take on any given go. We're fighting against the demons again. I don't know if our build is quite where it needs to be to get us out the other end and win the game as of right now, but we're doing our best at the moment to make this thing happen, and it looks like at least half of our units are surviving in each of these conflicts. I'm getting too many crossover cards right now. I'm not getting anything for my army, which is what I need. Let's put Carnage on these guys so that enemies that are killed by them explode. I may also bulldoze that tower. I don't feel like it's bringing in the oomph that I want it to bring in. I think I need to upgrade my castle, too, before too long. Let's get some of these archers back here. But our damage doesn't one-shot arches. It looks like we're doing pretty well against generic rebellions, but we're doing kind of poorly against the demons right now, and we're going to have to figure out why that is. Let's upgrade our soldier stacks over here. They're now level 3 soldiers, which means at the bare minimum, at least they're doing the best that they possibly can. This is the King of Greed over on this side. He has lots of teleportation and like assassin mechanics that he uses to get around your defenses, and obviously a lot of the things that he does, they stack entirely with kind of like what your net worth is. He's not in the demo right now. What do we have here? We got a gold card. Spend 30 gold to increase by 30% every stat of a unit or tower. Yeah, it might be worth it. Get 3 gold at the end of every round. Mortgage destroys a plot and gives you 20 gold back for every level that it had. I'll probably take over investment, and I will probably... Let's give Vampirism first, an enchantment to one of our frontline guys. I think we have a shop coming up after today, too, which means I'll be able to buy a whole bunch of stuff, because there's actually like a special mechanic in this game where you only get 3 cards per turn that you can pick between for what you want to do for your overall army building. But if you buy a bunch of stuff in a shop, you can have like 7 cards in your hand, and you get to play them all right now until you get back down to 2 cards, which is pretty sick. So I'm going to buy a scout tower upgrade. I'm going to buy a dispenser over here. I'm going to buy another forest as well so that I can level up this forest. And then we've got another overinvest right here. I'll probably go for the overinvest. Did that nerf his attack speed? Not really. I don't think it does. This guy's attack speed is dictated by every gold that you earn. And so I'm not crazy worried about it for right now. Let's upgrade our forest. The forest, at the end of every single day, it boosts the attack speed of every unit that's adjacent to it. We can upgrade our dispenser to level 3 right there, which may help out a little bit. It made his damage hit a little bit harder. We can upgrade our tower, and then I would say overinvest in this guy, and then we'll overinvest in him tomorrow, and we'll just see how that helps our overall kill rate. Because if I could just get his attack speed up to... Oh my god, okay, he's spun up now. It tells you the damage that every unit in your army inflicted over the course of the last battle. Oh, they made it through, huh? Sort of unfortunate. Oh, they made it. That's a bummer. So we lost one of our lives right there, but that's just the way that it goes. I need to upgrade my castle, so I'm going to take that. We've also got these royal decrees that come out like every 8 or 9 days. These are overarching things that just make you better. I would say we can double the HP of all of our units. We can increase the attack of all of our units. But since they're dying, I'm guessing the problem here is that they don't have enough HP. So doubling everybody's HP may give us a little bit more oomph that we need in order to make it through the fight with the enemy. It does look like we're holding up a little bit better this time. It's taking the enemy a lot longer to murder us. Fire into the middle over there. Good stuff. And it looks like we broke through. Your units automatically replenish at the end of every battle, so you don't have to worry about them permanently dying. I will take a soldier upgrade right here because we have too many level 1 soldiers. I think that's our other problem, is I don't have all my unit stacks fully upgraded right now. And at this phase of the game, we kind of want to have our unit stacks upgraded. Machine guns are going off right now. Man, that thing is spinning up, dude. That thing is dealing insane damage at the moment. Our army managed to hold long enough to get us through it, but they still all went down. I do need a castle upgrade, I think, so I'll take the castle upgrade, and we'll start increasing the amount of damage that our castle does when it hits enemies. There is a royal decree you can get where you're, like, commandeering everybody's stuff, and you can take your tower up to much higher levels than you normally would, so that every single rock that you're firing into the middle of the fracas over here is going to one-shot, like, everything that it looks at. Hell yeah, dude. Minigun's doing its thing right now. That's the good stuff. I guess it's like a little bit of a tower defense game as well. I think my archers are fully upgraded, so I'm just going to take the wild card because that lets me upgrade anything. Let's get our castle up to level 3 because at the least that gives us 15 damage. The highest I've gotten my castle's damage up to is like 150. I did an entire run where all I did was work on my own castle, and these guys were just here to die and sit there and get like smoked on while I was launching rocks at the enemies, and they just had to last long enough for me to fire like 3 or 4 times, and I would clear the entire enemy army every single time. Okay, we've turned a corner. We're looking a little bit better right now. You can continue on endless mode if you want to. I do have ideas for endless mode right here. Endless mode, to my eye, is going to be the mode that makes people stick with this game and also makes this game potentially go viral if you can get it there. And my suggestion is that once you get to endless mode, you can spend 50 bucks to add another slot going out to like maybe like a 7x3. Each time you go through, man, these guys are just hard countering us right now. Just ugly business. I think the defenses will get them before they finish off my army, but that would be my suggestion because right now the game is overly limited by only having a 3x3 grid. It doesn't matter how many cool things you put into the game if the player can't fit them, and so I'm fine with the first 25 days you being locked to a 3x3, but having this go back here, you click on this to like destroy buildings, and then you can also feed cards to it in order to get money back. This could go back over here. These could be moved over up onto the ridge right here since you can always see it anyways, and then just make them stand out a little bit more. Your castle would be on this slot right here, and that would give you a full 3x3 to play around with because there's a number of cards that really benefit from adjacencies and dictate the efficacy of your overall strategy. And then once you get to the endless mode, I think they should make it so you can start buying more slots. So the first one is 10 bucks, the second one is 20 bucks, the third one is 40 bucks, and then it goes all the way out to the ridge right here. It looks like there's room for 3 more slots on that side and maybe 2 more slots on that side, which would ultimately give you like an 8x3. And then from there, just letting the endless mode continue to let you get more and more and more cool stuff. I mean, that right there is what gets me titillated. That right there makes me want to play the game more. As it stands right now, the game's got a lot of interesting ideas inside of it, but I'm not convinced of its staying power outside of being sort of like a mobile game, kill 15 minutes type title. And that's fine. I guess there's room in gaming for kill 15 minute type titles. It wasn't firing at the right units right there. That's really, really unfortunate. They should always prioritize whatever's closest. The game doesn't really give you any controls as to like what gets attacked by what's going on. Just throw it all right there, dude. I want to see what this guy does on the next turn with like 100% increase in how good he is. We still may get smote right here, but we're in the endless mode anyways, which means technically we won the main part of the game to begin. Damn, dude, our army is getting dookied upon right now. Just absolutely peed on. Sucks. Alright, well, they made it through, but we didn't lose the game. We lost endless mode, which is the post-game. Let's go back out to the menu, and I'll show you some of the other stuff that the game has on offer. The soundscape, the feedback that you get for clicking and picking on things, all feels very nice. The game does feel pleasurable to play. In this current demo, we've got the King of Nothing, we've got the King of Spells, and we've got the King of Blood. After the game comes out, it will have the King of Greed. I don't know what this guy's supposed to be. It looks like we have a King of Golems, and it looks like we have like a King of Archers or something over here, a King of Rangers. I'll show you what the King of Spells looks like. The King of Spells is kind of interesting. I'm going to play on Squire difficulty because in this demo, Night difficulty is bugged. Night difficulty, your armies don't fight. They just stand there until they get murdered. And so I haven't been playing night difficulty and like boosting it on up to the next goal. But this guy right here is all about magic spells. And so enchantments. He's got a lot of really, really hard-hitting units that die basically instantly and they don't have good unit volume, but this guy has the most powerful spells in the game, which allow me to one-shot these guys with lightning at the beginning of the title, which can be really, really good. And the whole struggle that this guy goes through is that this guy's got to figure out how you can take an army that basically has no units and how you can get them upgraded to such an extent that they mash through the enemy anyways, sort of, I guess, Dynasty Warriors style. I'll probably go with a vault for right now because that's an easy pick in the early game just to stack up some early money. I don't know if I'm going to keep the vault long term, but for now it's adding more gold to the coffers for when we inevitably get to a vendor so that we can stack up more cards. We won that battle without any real struggle. We did get a crossover right here, which will give us soldiers. This gives us a rare opportunity on the King of Spells to actually have frontline fighters, which is his principal weakness. So just having these guys right here is going to help us out pretty tremendously since it shores up a weakness that our army has. We got very lucky with that draw right there. Whether or not we'll get enough soldier cards going into the future, oh, we did. Okay, well, let's take the soldier card. We've got our first decree. We can get 90 bucks. Our wizards now have 100 attack power, but only 1 HP. Summon units get a 50% boost. We got to take the 90 coins. The 90 coins is pretty much the only thing there that works for what we're trying to play around with, and so we'll take the 90 coins at the moment. That guarantees us at least 3 or 4 card draws at the first vendor, which is in like 7 days, and we'll try to pick up the slack there. We've just got to survive till like day 11, and I think we'll be all right. We can get mercenaries. Mercenaries are really strong. I'm going to go with the Citadel upgrade, though, because I'd like my lightning strike to be nastier. One thing I do like is that the entire topography and geography of the landscape changes depending on what army you're playing. If you're playing as the King of Spells, you're in sort of like this Arabian Nights, Agrabah looking type city that has crystals all around it, and the grass changes colors. Your HP pips look different. If you're playing as the King of Blood, you're living in like this hellish environment with fire all over the place. If you're playing as the King of Nothing, you're living inside your standard Elwyn forest sort of layout where there's trees and greenery and things of that nature. I'm going to go with the Shaman right here. The Shaman doesn't really attack anything, but the Shaman does magical buffs that will slowly convert these guys, I think, into giants and make them stronger in pretty much every... Yeah, you can see the little sparklies that they're getting right there. And I don't know exactly what that sparkly does, but I will tell you that the sparklies do make your guys hit harder. They do make your guys move faster. They do make them all around better. I will probably go with a library right here. And we'll put a library right here. What the library does is it rolls a dice every single day, and everything adjacent to it has a chance for all of the enchantments on that unit to be doubled. And so it just adds another stack of the enchantment. And there's some pretty powerful enchantments in this game. And so I would like to get those things because it makes my life easier. I think I still have a static card too, don't I? Combustion. Unit causes area damage equal to 25% of its attack when it kills an enemy. Let's take the library upgrade. We're going to put the static upgrade on them. This right here is going to try to duplicate that static, but there's not really like a super obvious confirmation when it does succeed in that dice roll. There we go. Let's keep melting wizards back here with the power of Thor's flatulence. There we go. But it will make it so my little sword guys right there, whenever they hit an enemy, they get a chain lightning that bounces around and deals 1 damage each time that they do it. We do have a wizard upgrade right here. Let's take the wizards up to level 2. We've got a store tomorrow, which is where I think this is really going to come together. There is a royal decree for this faction that I like a lot, where it makes your lightning autocast on enemy units, but it like triples the attack speed, even though you can't control what it's firing at. Oh, it's so good, dude. It's just like boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's beautiful. Just a beautiful, beautiful play. Let's upgrade the library. These guys did have their chain lightning duplicated twice right there, which is good. That's going to be real, real good for us. You guys get off whatever damage you can. I'll try to melt the backline wizards since they hurt the worst. You can see the chain lightning bouncing around. Oh, our unit's bugged out. They're just sitting in that spot right there. I reported that last week, but it still hasn't been fixed, so I'm guessing the developers are not on it as fast as they need to be. This is the first impression to your game. Having a game-breaking bug like that in the first impression promotional demo of your game is a really, really bad thing. Like, I can't stress to you enough how much game-breaking stuff like that needs to be fixed Like, ahorita. Like, right this second, dude. Let's go with some archers, I guess. I do like archers. We'll leave the shop, and that gives us a whole bunch of cards to play with. I'm going to take the library upgrade as well so that we keep duplicating that chain lightning. I'm going to upgrade my shamans. I'm going to take my soldiers up to level 3. I'm going to upgrade my vault so that it's giving me more cash at the end of every turn. We did not get any procs right there, so unfortunately they did not get any of their chain lightning upgraded, which is a little bit of a downer, but we should last a little bit longer with our knights currently being boosted up by a level 3 upgrade. I don't know if this build so far is going to go the distance, but we'll give it a try. I'll take a scout tower. I'll get some archers back here, and we'll start putting enchantments on the archers. They did get a duplicate right there, so that's really good. They now have 5 stacks of chain lightning that are going out every time they attack the enemy. Yeah, that's dealing catastrophic damage from what I can see right now, and so that's kind of like carrying us at the moment. We can get a dispenser, we can get a mortgage. I'll take the mortgage because I can play the mortgage on that right there, and it'll give me 40 bucks. Ooh, was that a triple proc right there? Do they have 8 stacks of lightning now? I think this is gonna be good. We want to look for the juicy spots to hit these guys. Oh, dude, we're sweeping right now. We are sweeping at the moment. That's exactly where I want to be. Give me another batch of soldiers. And we've got Warhorns, which is the summon units again. We've got Static Field. It launches twice as fast, but it automatically targets, so that I don't have to click anymore. Let's do that. I love that setup. I don't know if I have any soldiers that are ready for upgrades. Let's maybe get a Spire in here. This magical Spire puts out a healing beam that's going to heal my guys as they're taking damage in combat, and it does tell you how much healing it supplies as well. Oh, yeah, dude, we're pod racing now. Hell yeah. Okay, I think we're in really, really good shape at the moment. Like, I think we've got something strong going on right now. Let's take level 3 library right here because I think our entire... Oh, we already have a level 3 library. Damn, that's not great. Okay. We might be able to do something over on A. We got another duplicate right there. I didn't get to mouse over it fast enough to see what their chain lightning's up to. Damn, dude. Their chain lightning is dealing like a normal default attack's worth of AoE damage now. That's insane. I'll get the soldiers. What are they at? They're at 10 stacks of chain lightning. If I could just get... Oh, dude, if I could just get more enchantments. I haven't been drawing many enchantments this game, and I put all my eggs in that basket. Very nice. You can tell when that over-enchanted infantry clashes with the enemy. You can see it right there. There's enchantments. That was what I was looking for. Put combustion on these guys. It did not duplicate combustion, but it did duplicate static field twice. So there's a chance for these guys to blow up whenever their chain lightning kills now. You can see it going off right there. It's the little orange circles. Beautiful, dude. The King of Wizardry coming through right now. Let's get it so that whenever these guys kill an enemy unit, it also gives us gold. Because we do have a shop coming back up pretty soon. And I think they're doing the vast majority of my killing, looking at the damage numbers. Okay, so we could mortgage something right now, but I'll probably just upgrade my cursor since it's auto-casting anyways. I don't know what upgraded right there, but hopefully it was something good. We need to get the Royal Decree that allows us to take this up to level 9 now. That's the one little hanging chad that I think we need to get done. I will take over-investment, and we will play over-investment on our principal damage dealers here. They just got 30% more of every single stat. HP, attack speed, damage, they've got it all. And hopefully that makes their chain lightning even nasty. Dude, they're all dying in like one chain reaction right now. I think this is going to go the distance. And that right there is 9 kings. As I mentioned earlier, I think this game is very promising. I think their core gameplay loop is exactly where they need it to be for this game to make an impact. Very, very strong core gameplay loop being listed off right here. The only thing that I see so far, though, is just that I want more. I want a bigger buildable area. I want more stuff that's cross-pollinating in between armies, so that you're kind of like figuring out what's going to be the good stuff here. What level is all their duplicates at? Level 16 chain lightning. Insane. Just nuts. Actually, I need to make money right now, so I'm going to sell the library over here for $9. But I think their core gameplay is good. We're going to have to see how it comes together. It's a fast-paced game that gets to the point quickly. It's got that little element of spectacle right there. But you guys know me. I always want more spectacle. I want like 25 tiles full of units crashing into thousands of enemy units. That's what gets me excited. That's what gets me going. We got the world's worst shop right here, which is a bummer. That's not ideal. Reroll it, I guess. We have the money to reroll it. Looks like we didn't really get anything we wanted there either, though. Reroll it again. I can't afford what rerolled anyways. Bad rerolls right there. Painful rerolls. Overinvest is nice, though. Let's overinvest in our wizards, I guess. And then we'll take the Spire up to level 2, and that'll be the day for us. This game is called 9 Kings. I would strongly reconsider only having 9 tiles when the player reaches endless mode. That, to me, looks like it's the bottleneck on this game taking flight, because it's already a thoughtful little game where you're thinking about what you want to do and where you want to place things. But that having been said, doubles all of the enchantments currently active on your troop. Oh, boy. Oh, dude, 32 stacks of chain lightning? Oh, man. That's disgusting. How is this gonna go? Like, realistically, I would love to see... Look at the catastrophic fall-off the second they make base contact with the enemy. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. But we're not really getting the proc for money very often. Let's make them a little more sturdy. We'll give them Steel Coat. That allows them to ignore the first source of damage that hits each one of these little units. And so that'll help out a bunch. But yeah, sound design's good. Army design seems pretty fun. Core gameplay mechanic is enjoyable. It just needs to scale larger. And that, to me, is the rubber band that's kind of tightening around this game's neck, is that just... It hits a terminal velocity where you're having a lot of fun, but it doesn't keep that momentum up by adding more plots, by adding more areas to build inside of. You could have limited plots over on the side with like a key plot over here. So there's like a key plot, and the key plot puts like something on the 4 plots that are in front of it, and the key plot is like the build defining thing. So you're trying to like squeeze stuff in there. There's a lot of room for this game to be more rad than it currently is. Like, there's a lot of little innovative things that they could play around with here that I hope that they notice, and I hope they're planning on implementing, because this is one of those simple Dome Keeper style games that always seems to go viral and always seems to go crazy, and that, to me, in my mind, is the one thing that's stopping it from doing that. And so my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day, so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, it was 9 Kings. Tomorrow it'll be something else. Thanks for sharing your afternoon, your morning, whatever time of day it is with me. I appreciate you, and I will see you all next time. Bye, folks.